The Maestro.
Dirty.
Shots!
Why?
This is cool. Let it go.
How about you hold it?
And there's a lady in the waiting room. She got legs and
Hello and welcome to Maestro Hoops with your boy, me. Want to do a cleanup on a pod from earlier on in the off season about players, top players who became coaches and why it necessarily didn't work out. And a lot of that discussion went to a lot of really wonderful places. But after rereading everything everybody said, there was one way that wasn't necessarily touched that I would like to see your feedback on and how you feel about this. I mentioned it, but it felt like it was a throwaway, so I want to give it a little more detail. One of the things that I remember saying was those top players, those game changers, cats like Magic, LeBron, Michael, Kareem, Bill, with maybe Bill being the add exception for this, but other guys who maybe did not turn out to be great coaches like we thought they would be as players. I said that they see the game differently, and I realized I didn't explain that. We all played or had the opportunity to play with somebody who was just way above everybody else. Those are cool moments. A lot of people erroneously think that they're that person, and that's what leads to a lot of the ego pushing for more time or for this or whatever, or if I'd have got this, if I'd have got that. And obviously players who have to sort of argue that are not always objectively looking at what they're doing on a regular basis in comparison to everyone else. Otherwise, they might not say that. Now, I get it. A competitor feels like they're always going to be the best player. Yes, that is true. It's fine with feeling like you're going to be the best player. But it's also you need to be smart and realize when you're not, what do you need to do to support your team so your team has the best chance? If it's just about being the best player and you're playing for things, fine. Do what you got to do. Don't be on my team. If you want to be one of those players who are playing for rings and do whatever you need to do to get that championship, doors always open. As a matter of fact, I give you a key. So those top players, those cats who see the game differently, this is the reason why, or I give two reasons why. One, those players have an ability to change the game in a way many other people cannot. They can literally and actually take over a game, be involved in every play to the point where they're so impactful that all the show runs through them. And not everyone can do that, though many think they can. What's the secret? I'll give you one. If you see someone taking a ball down and they are dribbling for more than 7 seconds trying to make a move, they are not one of those players. If you see someone taking a ball down, they get a clear out, and it looks like we're waiting for the order of bread and salad dressing to come out before the meal, they're not one of those players. You all know what I mean. Impactful players have more than just a move that they're waiting to set you up for. They take advantage of whatever is ahead of them, and they act accordingly and they move forward. And not everyone can be that player that make that happen every time. Secondly, because they can see the game differently, because of the way they're able to change the game single-handedly in some cases, it causes them to see their teammates differently. And that is where the space and communication comes in when we start to say, wow, this person just doesn't understand what it's like to be in the middle of the pack. Not their fault. They're not supposed to. But the reality of it is they find themselves trying to communicate the game on a level that their teammates, quite frankly, just do not understand. And you see that in the huddle a lot when a player might make a comment, why don't you jest? Well, the person they're saying that to might not have that jest in their bag. The better players recognize the strength and weaknesses of their teammates, and they use that and exploit that for the strengths of the team. But some players who will play on such an elite level can't do that. And the classic example I'm just going to come back to three particular players who all were dominant floor generals. You'll talk about Oscar Robinson in his way. We'll talk about Magic Johnson specifically as probably the leader in the pack. Like he knew how fast his teammates ran. He knew how high they could jump. And he would use that to his advantage whenever he was directing traffic and making a play happen. And then Jason Kidd, another one, understood every single thing about his team and teammates and what their strengths were on the floor to where they needed to be. So there is something about that. Hopefully that kind of clears up a little bit what we talked about before. Hopefully having a great holiday with your people. The games are really good, but that's always the case, right? That goes without saying. Holla at your boy. Let me know what's up. Let me know what you're thinking about. Let me know what you feel. Tell me what you think about this concept and this process in terms of top players turning into top coaches. What top player do you see today? And that was the question I meant to ask. What top player do you see today becoming maybe one day a top coach? Throw it out there. Let's have a fight about it. While we're talking about that, though, remember every fried pickle recipe.
Oh, wait, you want me to read?
Thank you again for checking out the Maestro's Dirty
Shorts.
Is it last call? Have you seen my glasses?
Drop a tag below and give us a piece of your mind.
The Maestro. Dirty.
Shorts!